Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So yesterday we were explaining Imam Muhammad Rahmatullah alayhi's reasoning is that he says that the husband joined the giving of the talaq with the freeing of the maula and with the same thing which the maula has joined the giving the itaq, right? So he says then وإنما ينعقد المعلق سببا in the shart. That which has been attached, right, suspended, it becomes now a sabab at the time of shart, right? So you have when the shart happens, what's the shart? The coming of tomorrow, Maji'ul Ghad, right? And then the tatliq comes, and at the same time the i'taq comes, right? But then what he does, he says, well, itku yuqarinul i'taq. So although i'taq and tatliq is coming the same time, but it joins up to i'taq, right? Why? Because it is the illat of i'taq, right? I'taq is the illat of it. How did you get it? What i'taq? You understand it? Right. And what's the meaning of illat? Is that ability with the fail. That ability that you have just before doing the fail. So what he comes to now, he comes to this conclusion. So فَيَكُونُ التَّطْلِيقُ مُقَارِنًا لِلْإِتْكِ ضَرُورَةً. So tatliq now becomes in line, or it joins up with it out of necessity. So you've got tatliq on the side and you've got i'taq and it on the same line. You understand it? Right. فَيَتُطَلَّقُ بَعْدَ الْإِتْ. So then since you got tatliq there, right, and you got i'taq and it on the same line, then tatliq, after tatliq comes talaq. So talaq happened after. You understand? This is how he reasoning, right? So she's divorced after it. فَصَرَكَ الْمَسْأَلَةِ الْأُولَى. So he says this is just like the first masla which we did there yesterday, right? وَلِهَذَا يُقَدَّرُ عِدَّتُهَا بِثَلَاثِ حَيْزٍ. And as a backup, he say even you, Shaykhain, right? You also fix the iddat with 3 hayz. If you're saying it's talaq mukhallaza, then it's supposed to be 2 hayz and not 3 hayz, right? وَلَهُمَا أَنَّهُ عَلَّقَ الطَّلَاقَ بِمَا عَلَّقَ بِهِ الْمَوْلَى الْعِتْ. Shaykhain's dalil is that he suspended the talaq with that which the master suspended the it. In other words, maji'e ghad. They both suspended it on the same thing. ثُمَّ الْإِتْكُ يُصَادِفُهَا وَهِيَ أَمَةٌ. Then the it came to her while she was still a slave. Right? Obvious. The it can only come to her while she's still a slave. Because otherwise, how is the it going to take place if she's not a slave? You understand it? So the it came to her while she was still a slave. فَكَذَتْ طَلَاقُ. So likewise, the talaq will come to her while she's still a slave. Just as the it came to her when she was still a slave, the talaq will also come to her while she was still a slave. وَالطَّلَقَتَانِ. So actually, according to Shaykhain, how it works is that tomorrow will come, then i'taq will happen, tatliq will happen same time. And it will happen, and talaq will happen same time. You understand it? What talaq together. The tatliq and the itaq, you know, it's as though, remember I told you the usul, that it's as though he's standing that time and he's giving the talaq that time. You understand it? And both giving it. So that will also happen simultaneously together. فَالطَّلَقَتَانِ تُحَرِّبَانِ الْأَمَةَ حُرْمَةً غَلِيظَةً. And 2 talaqs will make the female slave حُرْمَةً غَلِيظَةً. بخلاف المسألة الأولى, contrary to the first masla, right? لأنه علق التطليق بإعتاق المولى, because he suspended the giving of the talaq with the freeing of the master. So the freeing of the master to take place first, then the giving of the talaq. فَيَكَأُ الطَّلَاقُ بَعْدَ الْإِتْكِ عَلَى مَا قَرَّرْنَاهُ. So the talaq happens after freedom in the first case, right? Upon that which we've explained, right? وَبِخِلَافِ الْإِدَّةِ now. Now the answer to iddat. Why do we say 3 hayz then? I say contrary to iddat لِأَنَّهُ يُخَذُ فِيهَا بِالْإِحْتِيَاطِ. Because precaution, we take precaution there. So when is so if you look at it from the one angle, 2 hayz, and from the other angle 3 hayz. So what is precaution? 3 hayz. You understand it? Right. وكذا الحرمة الغليظة يؤخذ فيها بالاحتياط. And likewise, حرمة غليظة, a precaution will be taken there also. In other words, you got two scenarios. One is saying حرمة غليظة, one is saying he can still make rajat, right? So what is precaution? حرمة غليظة ولا وجه إلى ما قال. And there is no dalil or no reason to what Imam Muhammad says. Why? Then he explains this. لأن العتق لو كان يقارن الإعتاق لأنه علته فالطلاق يقارن التطليق لأنه علته فيقترنان. Because it, if it joins up to i'taq, because i'taq is the illat of it, then talaq will join up to tatliq because tatliq is the illat of talaq. So they both come, they both join up. فصل في تشبيه الطلاق ووصفه. The fasal in regards to resembling talaq and its description. ومن قال لامرأته أنت طالق هكذا. And whoever says to his wife, you are divorced like this, يشير بالإبهام والسبابة والوسطى فهي ثلاث. So the thumb, he made in the sign with the, he said you are divorced like this. And then how much is like this? So then he points the 3 fingers here. You understand? Thumb, the sababa, the tashahud finger, and your middle finger, right? Then it amounts to 3. لأن الإشارة بالأصابع تفيد العلم بالعدد في مجرى العادة إذا اقترنت بالعدد المبهم, because indicating with fingers gives the benefits of knowledge of number in the way of habit amongst the people, right? When it is joined with an ambiguous number, an unclear number. So when you say you are divorced like this, so that hakaza is an ambiguous number. You never said how much the word, right? But then you're giving it, you're giving like this a sign. You understand with your fingers. Then in the heb amongst the people, that is known as a number. قال عليه السلام الشهر هكذا وهكذا وهكذا الحديث. Yeah, Nabi Akram says a month is like this and like this and like this. 10, 20, 30. You understand it? Right. وإن أشار بواحدة فهي واحدة وإن أشار بستنتين فهي ثنتان لما قلنا. And if he indicates with 1 finger, then it is 1. And if he indicates with 2 fingers, then it is 2 because of what we mentioned, right? What did we mention? That same, that ishara bil asabi tufid bil ilma bil adad. You understand? Right. Wal isharatu taka'u bil manshurati minha. The indication will occur with the spread out fingers from it. So you got, see that 3, you got 2 that's folded and 3 is spread out. So that's how it's 3. So the ishara, so when you're saying like this, it means you're referring to the 3 that spread out, right? وَقِيلَ إِذَا أَشَارَ بِظُهُورِهَا وَبِالْمَزْمُومَةِ مِنْهَا. And there's a call now which says when he indicates with the back of his hand, then it will be the folded fingers. So if you did like this now, this call is saying if you do like this, then it's only 2. Because the 2 is folded, and that's the one that's counted when you do it with the back of with the back of your. وإذا كانت تقع الإشارة بالمنشورة منها فلو نوى الإشارة بالمزمومتين يصدق ديانة لا قضاء. Right. So once, so we know that the preferred call is that you take the spread out fingers, right? So you said there, right? So they say here now, when the indication occurs with the spread out fingers, then if he makes intention of ishara with the 2 folded fingers, he will be believed in between him and between Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but not in the courts. You understand it? They tell him now he gave now 3 talaq now. No, I meant just 2 here, not that 3. يصدق ديانة لا قضاء, right? وكذا إذا نوى الأشارة بالكف حيث يقع في الأولى ستان ديانة وفي الثانية واحدة. And likewise, when he intended indication with the palm. So now he's doing this here, but he's saying, no, what my intention was it, the 1 palm here, just the 1 palm. You understand? Then, so there's 2 scenarios. One is he's referring to the 2 folded, or he's referring just to the 1 palm. So they say in the first case, it will be the 2 folded diyanatan, and in the second case, it will be 1 palm diyanatan. You understand it? So Diyanatan will be believed when he just when he's referring to the two folded fingers, or he's just referring to the one palm. You understand it? Right. Uh, لأنه يحتمله, because although by far stretching it, it carries that possibility. Stretching, in other words, his indication does carry that possibility. You understand? Therefore, you still believe him the other, but not in a court, but you still believe him the other, because although it's not, it's khilafu zahir, right? لكنه خلاف الظاهر. However, it is contrary to the apparent. The apparent is that you take the spread out fingers. You understand it? Right. ولو لم يكن هكذا يكا واحدة لأنه لأنه لم تقترن بالعدد المبهم فبقي الاعتبار لقوله antitolic. So if he didn't say the word هكذا, he just said antitolic, and then he puts up fingers, then it doesn't matter now. How much will occur? One will only occur. Why? Because it was not joined with a ambiguous number, hakaza. The word, it wasn't joined with hakaza, right? So the consideration will remain for his statement antitolic. So what are you left with? You're only left with antitolic. You understand it? You are left with antitolic because the signs that you made now means nothing. Why? Because you didn't use the word hakaza. Leave it only.